Hi, imagine yourself as a black slave in the 1800s. If you had one chance for freedom, would you take it or keep your word to your slave owner? This was a choice faced by Josiah Henson. He was one of the most influential and compassionate voices during the hard times of slavery. Josiah Henson, formerly known as Uncle Tom, was born with a vision for freedom. During his lifetime, Josiah faced many dangerous and difficult decisions. He was also an honorable man, even to the point of walking away from a chance of freedom for his family and others. In this speech today, you will learn about Josiah Henson, Uncle Tom, life as a slave, and some of his journey to accomplish freedom from slavery. Josiah Henson was born as a slave in Maryland around 1787. At a young age, Henson witnessed cruel treatment of his father and separation from all of his family. Later, Josiah became very ill, and his owner decided to sell him at a cheap price to Mr. R, the owner of his mother. Josiah was now united with his mother and became very strong. Everyone around him gave praise to his strength and abilities. Even Mr. R quickly acknowledged his leadership ability and gave him much responsibility. During this time, Henson's determination and confidence increased. Henson stated, "The love of dominance is not confined to kings and emperors, and is a positive fact that pride and ambition were as active in my soul as probably they ever were in that of the greatest soldier or statesman." At the age of 18, Henson's mother wanted him to attend a church service. Henson went and heard his first sermon that changed his life. When he returned home, Henson started spreading the gospel among the slaves. As time passed by, Henson was made overseer of the plantation, and the plantation thrived. Henson was honest and used his position to care for the neglected slaves. Next, Henson met a smart and intelligent lady who he married and had 8 children. Life was good for the Hensons until Mr. R had financial difficulties. He pleaded with Josiah to take his other slaves to his brother in Kentucky. The fear of his family being sold and separated convinced Henson to agree. Henson and his family, along with 18 slaves, began a journey to Kentucky in the winter. On the way to Kentucky, they passed through Ohio, which was a free state. In Cincinnati, many colored people encouraged Henson and the others to stay. Henson thought, even though Mr. R might deserve retribution, but the punishment was not his to enforce. Josiah left Cincinnati feeling secure about his decision and fulfilled his obligation even at the price of freedom. The story doesn't end here. When they arrived in Kentucky, Henson finds a job in management, and in 1828 he is ordained as a preacher by the Conference of the Methodist Episcopal Church. Also in that year, Josiah received word from Mr. R that he will not be coming to Kentucky. Henson, with the help of a local preacher, devised a plan to buy his freedom. Unfortunately, Mr. R deceived Henson by taking his down payment for his emancipation and ordered him to be sold when he returned to Kentucky. Josiah became very angry and feared being separated from his family. While on the ship with the owner's son, Henson decided to murder all the white men aboard the ship. Suddenly, a voice spoke to him and reminded him, "It's murder." Josiah did not want to go against God's law. The next day, the owner's son became very sick, and Josiah had to care for him. Finally, Josiah made his way back to Kentucky with the owner's sick son and the family proceeds from the sales. The family began to praise Henson for his honesty. Henson did not trust their kind words and was determined to give freedom for his family. He decided it was time to escape far away from any U.S. jurisdiction. Josiah talked with his wife and began to plan their escape to Canada. This was a long and hardful journey, Finally, the family made it to Canada, and Josiah began to preach, and he often went back to the States to lead other slaves into Canada. Henson also started a community and school for free black slaves. In 1883, Henson died in Dresden, Ontario. In conclusion, Henson was a person of great courage and faith. He continued when all the odds were against him. Furthermore, he had a deep compassion for others. He used every opportunity to encourage others in faith and in life. Thank you.